Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel Christian Center. Let us be vaccinated in the blood of Jesus and be safe from all the evils.
This video is available in Tamil, English and Hindi.
We have received a request from one of our subscriber named Mr. Joseph Vincent from Kerala. He writes, our Pope gives so much importance to Saint Joseph. My name is also Joseph. Would you please throw some light on the life of Joseph, the husband of Mary?
Okay, we shall make this question as the topic: the life history of Joseph, the earthly father of Jesus. You all would have heard of Julius Caesar. His full name was Gaius Julius Caesar. At the time of his ruling the Roman Empire, that was the time our Joseph was born in Nazareth. His father Jacob and mother Rachel. He was the third of the 6 sons they had. They were living in a portion of the ancestral home of King David. From childhood, Joseph was very much involved in religion, scriptures, and prayers. But his brothers were just the opposite. They were a great hindrance to Joseph, never allowed him to study or pray, but always disturbed him, made fun of him, dragged him, and pulled him down while playing or studying. They always played all kinds of tricks on him and made fun of him. Joseph, while praying, usually kneels down in front of a wall, stretches both his hands, and goes into ecstasy, then falls down unconscious for hours. When Joseph was 12, he often used to go to the hills of Bethlehem to pray and meditate. A small community called Essenes was living in those hills. It was a virtuous community, living a life of prayer and penance. Who are the Essenes? The community was something like this, as was St. John the Baptist. What do we learn? He was wearing a garment made from camel's hair, a leather belt, and his food was locusts and wild honey. The Essenes were leading a hard and penanceful life. The Jews were divided into three: Sadducees, Pharisees, and Essenes. Jesus often rebuked and denounced both Sadducees and Pharisees, but did not comment on the Essenes. They lived a prayerful life and generally inculcated excellent virtues. Joseph liked this community very much, and he was happy with the Essenes. Hence, he spent most of his time with them, praying. He also taught them scriptures, prophets, God's love for the Israelites, how he led them from slavery to the land flowing with milk and honey, why we all should pray to God to send us a Redeemer, and so on. Gradually, the Essenes became very fond of Joseph, that soon he became their teacher and advisor. Soon there came a point in life where Joseph could no more digest the bad behavior of his brothers and decides to leave the house. He went to a place called Lebona, where he found a job for himself. Do you know what job it was? Yes, a carpenter job. Carpentry was considered a very menial job and was considered of very low status. Joseph's boss, the master, was a poor man. He mostly made common things and repair jobs. Joseph was very devout and helped his master so very well. It is actually here he learned the craft of carpentry. He did all his job well, that his work became a great blessing to his master, that he, his family, and his business flourished very well. Joseph loved his master and respected him, such that during the later days of Joseph, when he was married, he visited his master during one of his journeys with Mary. He took her here, showed the workshop he worked, and introduced his master and his family. All things were going good. Joseph was happy. His master was feeling blessed. It was at this time Joseph's brothers somehow found him. They scolded him and shouted at him for doing such cheap and menial work. They forced him to come back home, and Joseph also agreed to come back with them, as they told that their mother is seriously ill and is bedridden. At this time, Joseph was 18 years old. Joseph remained with his mother and looked after her so well. He used to read the scriptures for his mother, doing prayers for his mother, reciting and singing the Psalms of David for his mother. This way, he beautifully ministered to his mother, which was a great consolation to her that she breathed her last in the loving care of her son. When Joseph was 20 years old, his father Jacob passed away. When his parents left him, he was so sad that nobody was there to comfort him. He decided to offer himself to the service of God by celibacy, in prayer and penance. He began to lead a very hard life, even more in the love of God. He was always contemplating on heavenly things and was disgusted of the world and all that is of it. This way he was living for 13 years. During this time, there was a point where he started constructing a small room to close himself into it so as to avoid contact with anyone and to do hard penance, inflicting upon himself painful sufferings, striving towards purifying himself, inflamed evermore with the love of God. And it is at this time that the angel of the Lord appears and stops Joseph from building that room. He told him that, like the patriarch Joseph of the Old Testament, who in Egypt cared for the chosen people of God, you, the second Joseph, will be provided a duty that he will be entrusted to take care of the granary of salvation. Joseph, in his humility, did not understand this, but gave himself up in continual prayer and penance till he received the call to go to Jerusalem to become by divine order to be the spouse of the Blessed Virgin Mary. The wedding of Joseph and his life after, to be continued in the next video.
Please do like this video and leave your valuable comments below. And for freshly brewed content, do subscribe our channel and stay tuned. Thank you.